silver sun. You best walk her way and watch it shinin'. Watch her watch the morning come. A silver tear appearing now. I'm crying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt in no one's mind that love's the finest thing around. Whispers something soft and kind. And hey babe, the sky's on fire. I'm dying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moon shine? And ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Dark and silent, late last night, think I might have heard the highway calling. Geese in flight and dogs that bite. The signs that might be omens say I'm going, going. I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me. Still I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. You must forgive me if I'm up and gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone to Carolina in my mind. And I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone, I'm gone, I'm gone. Say nice things about me, 'cause I'm gone south now. Got to carry on without me, I'm gone. That was Carolina in My Mind by James Taylor. And I played it straight from the charts of the Morristown Uke Jam. So take the link in the video description, download the free ukulele song sheet, grab your own ukulele, and you can play right along with this video. And if you'll be anywhere near Morristown, New Jersey, come out and play with us. In just a moment, I'll do a basic tutorial covering everything I played, including easier versions of this song. And easier ways to do almost everything I did. And at the very end, I'll do a slow motion close-up play along that you might find helpful. But right now, if you like the video, please like the video with a thumbs up. If you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want hundreds more free downloadable ukulele song sheets, each one with a link to its own free video tutorial and play along, then just check out our Dropbox and then come play with us. Okay, now, first point, I said I'd show you easier ways to play this, right? Well, the first thing, if you're a beginner or you just don't want to work that hard, there are 2 pages to this song sheet. The song only takes 1 page, but the second page is a simpler version. And the biggest thing that's simpler in the song sheet, I think all of the chords are the same, but I eliminated most of the segue chords, which is to say, there are just less chord changes. And it's in the same key, it's all correct. It doesn't have quite the finesse of the first one, but it is a lovely song playing the simple version, and you can play the simple version alongside a friend who's playing the more complicated version, and that'll work just fine. So first thing to do, if you want to play less chords and less difficult ones, just go straight to the second page. And the second thing, you can do without any of the fingerstyle. There was fingerstyle in like 3 different places where I did, whoops, right? When I did that, or I did, there was a little bit, there were like 3 different places where I did a little something. None of them were crazy hard, But still, if you're a beginner or you don't want to work that hard, you can strum through all of those things. Just do a simple... In fact, you can do that through the entire song. Or, if you think it sounds better, you can do what I did through most of the song. Through most of the song, I did a strum pluck. Right? I don't even call it an arpeggio because it's not complicated enough, you know, a pattern to call it that. It's a strum pluck. Right? Strum pluck. And then what I did the second time, I plucked all 4. Except that half the time, or maybe more than half the time, I never got to the pluck all 4, because the rule is, in this song, the way I played it, the rule is there's a down strum on every chord change. So, first line, the very first line, I go down, pluck, 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 and then I go don't care, sorry, 3 in a row, right? So if there's time in between chord changes, I do a strum pluck, full pluck, pluck. But if there isn't time, that is to say, if the next chord change comes, I just go straight to the chord change. So let's start with the intro now. Again, if you're a beginner, then just do that for the intro. You can do that. And as far as the chord transitions there, it starts with a D. I'll show you the finger style that I did in just a moment. But if you're just going to strum it, strum pluck, like this. Here, I'll position myself so you can see both of my hands, because that seems like it'd be helpful. So from the D to the G, you can think of your ring finger as being the anchor point, because it's going to stay stuck to the ukulele. Just slide up 1 fret, and you'll move the rest of your fingers around. So, right? And then your index finger is going to just lay flat. And then you arch your index finger, but it stays on the same string there, the 3rd string from the floor, and drop your middle finger on the 1st string. And then your index finger just slides down to an A7. And by the way, that's also the first line of the chorus. So you've already got that part now. Now what I did, I've got, for this one, my 4 strong fingers, I don't need my pinky, my 4 strong fingers have a string assigned to each one, so they're sitting there. And guess what? For the intro, I don't actually use the 1st string from the floor. So I leave my finger right there, it just keeps it from sounding accidentally from my clumsiness, right? I'm just leaving it there so it stays silent. So here's how it goes. I've got a D, but I actually start with my ring finger up. So I start by pluck, and then I pluck the 2 middle ones and hammer on with my ring finger. That's it. So pluck, so it's the bass line here. Bass, middle 2, bass, and then the 3rd from the floor. So that's the start. Okay, one more time. And then all I do is, again, I'm leaving my ring finger stuck there, but then all I have to do is form the chords and do a pluck and bass line. So again, and G major 7, 6, and that's it. And then I go into my regular. And so here again, I'm going to start with the chorus, and we already went over the first line. So, in my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Now all I'm doing, I'm sliding back and forth from G to A7, G6 to A7. Your index finger, see, is the stability point. It's just there. So, can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? And now you drop the D. So there's nothing in common with the A7 there and the D. You just have to move them. But from a D, then your ring finger stays where it is as you switch the other 2 around for the F sharp minor. And then I leave my middle finger there and lay it flat for the D6. And then I arch it up for the A. See it's how that's the stability point there? So, ain't it just like a friend of mine? And now your index finger is going to stay stuck to the ukulele, but slide up 1 fret to hit me. And now it's your ring finger, slides down 1 fret to the F sharp minor. And now they all pick up to switch to the E7. Behind, and I slide down my middle finger for that A7. Yes, and slide it back up. Gone, and drop your index finger. Tara. Now you just slide it over to the 3rd string from the floor. That's all. It barely moves. And arch it. Gone to Carolina. Slide it down to the A7 in my mind. And here's that riff. So here's how I do that part. And again, you can just stay on the D if you don't want to work that hard. But here's how I do that riff. I'm in the habit of doing a strum pluck, right? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. So the first one goes, strum pluck. And then 2nd string from the floor with a hammer on. Actually, it's a hammer on and a pull off. So this is all coming from that, what is that, G, C, E, from that E string, from the 2nd string from the floor, right? You pluck it first, and then hammer on, which it's hard to do that long after, but, and pull it off. So, right, so, sorry. That's it. By the way, I did have to basically stand there and play that 50 times to be able to play it fluently at the end of every chorus and every verse and get it right. I had to just sit there and go. But fortunately, it's really lovely, so I didn't mind so much. Okay, now the verses, it's the strum pluck is the same. Well, the 3rd verse is a little bit different, but let me go over the chord transitions in those verses. So, Karen, she's a silver moon. So from the D, your ring finger is going to kind of slide diagonally and just roll off on, so that's only covering the 1st string, right? So from D, Karen, she's a silver sun. And then you can sort of roll it back up. See how my ring finger never actually leaves the ukulele here. I've got that D, I kind of slide it over and roll it out to the C. And then I roll it back up and arch it, and I can form that G. Best walk her way, and then from here the index finger is going to slide down to the A. Watch it, and the A sharp diminished 7, which is a scary sounding name, but it's actually an easy chord. All you do is pick up your middle finger and drop it in a different place. Which sounds really cool, doesn't it? Alright, and then from here, you got to pick them both up. You have to pick up all your fingers and drop the B minor. Sorry, just have to slide and move in that place. Watch her, watch. So from the B minor, your index finger is going to slide down to cover just the 3rd string from the floor. Watch the morning come. And here's the last bit of sort of fingerstyle did. That's it. I got that A7 pluck. And then instead of doing the next, and then instead of plucking all of them, which you can do, you could just do that if you want, but I pluck just the 3rd string and hammer on it. And then pluck the 2nd string. That's it. That's all. And that is in fact, oh no, there are a couple other changes throughout the song. Verse 3, to my ears, when I hear James Taylor playing it, he plays it softer. He does something that's more sedate. So what I did to try to impersonate that, I stopped with the pluck, and I played it a little higher up here. So you see, when you play down here, it sounds kind of brassy, right? The closer, the smoothest sound is in the middle, right? Normally you play like around here. That is to say, in between the nut and the bridge. But if you play down here, it sounds brassier, right? If you play up here, you can make it sound softer. So I played a little farther up, and I just did simple down strums. So, talking silent, late last night, think I might have heard the highway calling, geese in flight and dogs that bite. And for that, I just did simple down strums, and I just did a little hammer on. I didn't do the, because I couldn't figure out how to do that smoothly without it feeling like it interrupted. So, geese in flight and dogs that bite. Alright, and that's about it. Even the bridge is the same chords and the same chord transitions. So, alright, I think now I'm going to do a slow motion close-up play along, and I'll do it this way. Intro, chorus, and I think I'm going to go straight. I'm going to pretend that was, intro, chorus. You know what? I'm just going to play the whole song. It's not that long. And it doesn't have as much repetition as I was thinking it would. So I think I'll just play the whole thing. Here goes now. From the intro. 5, 6, 7, and... In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moonshine? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Sorry? I screwed it up. Karen, she's a silver sun. You'd best watch her, walk her way and watch her shining. Watch her, watch the morning come. A silver tear appearing now. I'm crying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. There ain't no doubt, no one's mind that loves the finest thing around. Whisper something soft and kind. And hey babe, the sky's on fire, I'm dying, ain't I? I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moon shining? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Talking silent, late last night, think I might have heard the highway calling. Geese in flight and dogs that bite. Sorry, I screwed that one up. The signs that might be omens say I'm going, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. With a holy host of others standing around me, still I'm on the dark side of the moon. And it seems like it goes on like this forever. mind, I'm gone to Carolina. Can't you see the sunshine? Can't you just feel the moon shining? Ain't it just like a friend of mine to hit me from behind? Yes, I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone to Carolina in my mind. And I'm gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone to Carolina in my mind. Gone, gone, I'm gone. Say nice things about me, 'cause I'm gone south now. Got to carry on without me, I'm gone. Haha, that's it. See you Wednesday, bye.